There we go. You guys should absolutely have the audio now. Sound check, sound check. There it is, and we're live. Let's see if Bitcoin's gonna make itself a nice little pullback. If it does, we'll end up taking this ETH trade somewhere down in here. If she keeps going, I did take a little scalp right here. We were up almost $1,000, but let's see if I just don't get stopped out for a little $430. But look at that, Bitcoin is absolutely trying to squeeze and make itself a new all-time high. We can see here if we just go over to the daily, Bitcoin is cooking. She cooking. Let's go out here to the daily. You can see here that our new all-time high. Not there yet. I think that we're gonna squeeze, guys. I think we're absolutely gonna get up into that. I think we're absolutely gonna be able to get up into that top there. Again, thanks for joining me today, guys. Guess this might just be like a Bitcoin watch party here while we try to take a couple of scalps. I'm gonna be looking at ETH and a handful of other. ETH hasn't blown up just yet. ETH is ready to go. Just like when I was watching Crypto Face's stream a little while ago, he's in a monster ETH trade. It's probably gonna pay him fat. But let's see what we can catch here. We're getting that pullback that I was talking about. Is the music too loud? Come on down just a little bit more. Getting a little quiet here because I'm getting ready to fire off on a trade here on Ethereum. I'm just waiting to see if Bitcoin comes down just a little bit more. We are candled up right now, totally candled up. If we can just come down just a little bit more down into here. ETH has just been bouncing kind of off this little trend liner. Maybe we could take this quick little scalp and get a little piece of this. There's going to be scalps all damn day today, guys. When we have a nice little pump or a big dump and Bitcoin is candled up, and then all of the altcoins are candled up, best time to use this radical scalp method. We've been using it the last few days. Just absolutely annihilating the trades. Almost every trade's been $500 to $2,000. I was having fun last night inside of the my premium stream in the open chat. The trade that I'm looking for right now is Ethereum. I want this ETH trade. ETH is just ready to go. ETH is ready to pop off right now, with or without Bitcoin. It's just right now, if Bitcoin does make a little bit of a pullback, then ETH's we're candled up, synced up, but there ain't no way in hell that ETH just doesn't go crazy here in just a bit and take out all of this. She's just asking for it, absolutely asking for it. So I'm waiting just to get inside of this trade here, probably around 25.30s. I don't know, maybe 25.50s, right where we're at right now. It just really depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's kind of sideways trading right here, might just fire off right now and see if we can catch a little bit of this move. One little squirt up here. I did end up closing this trade out, got stopped out. But let's see what we got here. If this thing pops at all, we can catch ourselves a nice little scalp. Want to make sure that the streaming software here is working well. What's up, DeFi? Thanks for joining in, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for liking it. DeFi crypto airdrops. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to take this ETH trade now, guys. I'll keep a stop directly underneath here. Let's go over here. Let's hit share this. Let's see. We're up another 300, 400. We're popping. I just fired off on that trade. I'm going to be scalping all day, guys, just like this. I've just been watching Bitcoin, syncing up my altcoins. Syncing up my altcoins to Bitcoin. And let's see what we could do. Yesterday was a $10,000 day. The day before that was a $10,000 day. And the day before that, I think, was an $11,000 day instead of my premium chat. All just radical scalping, syncing up our alts to Bitcoin. And almost all these alts, guys, where they're sitting right now, if Bitcoin can just chill between 105s, 109s right in here and just kind of sideways trade, no big crazy moves, these alts can actually play some serious catch up. And that's our job, is to try to catch some of these moves right here. We got another $500. If we come up into here, let's see here, what does that make? 25.70, just in the mid chop, 25.70. Let's go to 25.70. 25.70 is 1,800 bucks. Just one little squirt here. And here we go. We're gonna make another 1,800. Let's see if we can catch 4 or 5 of these today. Try to make some serious dough. We're up another 720. Now, normally what I do, guys, because I'm just radically scalping, I'm not looking for any crazy big swings or anything like that. Normally what I'll do is I'll have my stop loss, and I'll just show you guys how I do it. If I had my stop loss, let's just stay right here at 25.45. Let's just put that in real quick. So 25.45, lose 390, but we're going to make 1,800 up in this chop. Once we kind of clear these candles out right here, I'm just going to drag this stop right here. So that way, no ands, ifs, or buts. I'm locking in a minimum of $442 minimum. Locking in 442, but if she keeps going, I'll just keep dragging this stop and I'll just pinch the trade so that way we don't lose. No ends, ifs, or buts. We're locking in $442. And again, this is just my radical scalp method. This is how I'm doing it, and you guys will probably see me make 5, 6 of these trades for some good dough. So even if we get stopped out right now, I'm locking it in. If she comes back down here, I'll take this trade, and I'll probably take this trade 4 or 5 different times. So again, we could see here that yesterday, so 431s, little stop out for 508, plus 1237, minus 964, plus 140, plus, what is that here? Plus 1064. Yesterday, we were popping off on these trades, guys. We have a ton of these wicked trades. Look, 351, 775, 1300s, 480s, 684s. I mean, we're popping off on these radical scalps. So right now I'm watching Bitcoin. Bitcoin is making a little bit of a pullback. And I do think that she can come up here, and that's all right. We locked in 431. And a lot of times, guys, I'm not letting these trades breathe right now. I normally teach just to let it breathe, you know what I mean? Let it breathe a little bit. You know, if I take this trade again at 25.57, 25.58, just because I'm pinching it right now, I am not trying to lose a dime. Pick a different song here. Bitcoin does look like she's wanting to climb a little bit higher. And again, me, I don't use real high leverage. That way I can set that stop and at least let my stop breathe a little bit into $300-$400 losses. But I'm only using 6, 7. It just depends. Sometimes I might juice it up to 20. But I'm a big advocate of using high margin, low leverage. I'd rather take a 1 to 5 to 3% move than trying to hunt for a 20% move on leverage. Let's see. Come on, Biddy. What are you going to do here? So what do we got? $400 on the books, man. If we could just pull back just a tad, man. 25.58. You guys got that ETH liquidity pool printing. Yeah, I've never got into any DeFi. I haven't done any DeFi yet. Don't know how to borrow against my crypto. I should. I'm sitting on a boat ton of tether. In the last 2 weeks, we took, my channel saw me inside of the Telegram. We were up at 50K. We took off 25 3 days ago. We took off 25 grand 3 days ago. And in the last 3 days, we got all the way back up to 38K. And we'll just keep printing, taking it off, put it in the piggy bank. Come on, Bitcoin. One little pullback probably down into here, guys, and I might fire this trade off again because I do think that she's getting ready. When Bitcoin took off, ETH is just, it's stuck right here. But I think if this thing comes down one more time, we're going to cook it. Take a quick look on StreamYard here. And again, that's what I'm waiting for is Bitcoin just to make one little pullback. You guys can see here that on Bitcoin, if it doesn't take off right now, this is a little toppy. If Bitcoin doesn't take off right now, this is just a 1 minute time frame. You can see that she's just kind of just trickling down. If she doesn't take off from right now, then ETH is absolutely going to end up, we're candled up, we're synced up. If this rolls back over, so will ETH, and then I'll end up taking that trade again. This time we might hold it a little longer because I think ETH is trying to cook. But you guys can see right now, based on the Radical Scalp method, we are candled up, we're synced. And I am going to fire off another fat trade, man. I'm going to fire off another 300-400 grand on the order books. I don't really want to juice the leverage today because I ain't trying to give a dime back from the last few days. But this is beautiful. We are candled up. This is the best time to do these scalps right now. And again, on the Radical Scalp method, I'm just using 1, 5, 10 minute supports. You can see here, ETH just kind of bouncing off of this support here, kind of a higher low. And now she's just trying to climb. But again, look at how we're perfectly synced up. If Bitcoin does end up coming back down to like 108 right into here, this will be great because then this trend line on this little upward trend is going to break. We come down to the larger one, which is going to be down here. If we just go to ETH, let's go to a 20 minute. This has been a big support somewhere in here. Bounce, 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 bounce. Again here. This is where I want to take that trade. Somewhere down in here, and then we could fire off and catch a whopper. Perfectly candled up, man. Let's catch this trade. Man, oh man, Crypto Face was knocking those trades out today, boy. He was up another 300 G's on these trades. Exact same trades off of just that little pump. was awesome to see. I know he was preaching it since yesterday. Market Cypher saying on the 12-hour that gates are open. She's ready to cook, ready to rip. And I'm not in any large swing trades just yet. I haven't been inside of any large swing trades. I've just been scalping technically the last 3 months. No set and forgets for me, just because anytime that we think that you could set, forget, low leverage, man. These large liquidity flushes are just insane. Come on, ETH, just a little bit lower. Give us a little dump. Over here to the exchange here. This was our original entry here at 2550s. So 107 600s if we flip that into support. 107 600s here. And then we had just serious sideways trading at 106 to 106.5. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what ETH is gonna do. If she holds here a little bit longer, then I might just fire it off right now. What would that be? Getting all the way back up here into 2600s. 2600 would be $4,000. Bitcoin's just asking for it. Screaming all-time highs. Screaming. There we go. All right. We're up another 400. I did fire off on that ETH trade again. We're up another 400, so that's $800. If she cooks right up in here, again, I'm going to set that stop loss for right underneath 25.51, and we'll just drag it. It's 200. If we start clearing this area up here, then I'll start dragging that stop loss again to pinch it, but Bitcoin was kind of going sideways. Again, we're up another 500, so that's, what is that? $900 for today, just getting started. We're gonna make probably 7 or 8 of these trades, guys, and try to get up in that 5-6 grand and call it a day. In the next hour, there we go. Another 600. Radically scalping again. I was just watching Bitcoin. We were just candled up. We were totally candled up, synced up. Bitcoin's trying to get outside of that little range that I was talking on, that 1 minute downward trend. She's finally popping out of it. Let's see if ETH can get us up into some of this this chop up here that it couldn't get through. But again, we got another 800, so that's $1,200 for the day. Let's see if we can make a bunch of these trades here. Some radical scalp, Crypto Crank's radical scalp method. We're using the 1 to 5 minute, finding supports, syncing up Bitcoin, syncing up our altcoin to Bitcoin, and we're firing off. Now on my channel, I teach that I only trade probably a handful of tokens that are really synced up with Bitcoin. Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Chainlink, AVAX. Those are the coins. I'm not all over the board trading all kinds of different stuff. Now I've really been stuck on Ethereum right now because shout out to MEXC. 0 fees on Ethereum. Doesn't matter if I'm putting $1 million on the order books or if I'm putting 200K each time. 0 fees in and out. I'm making a true $880 when I decide to get out. I'm losing a true 224 if I get stopped out. But shout out to Mexi, absolutely killing it. I can't believe they did 0 fees on a massive asset like Ethereum. We're up $1,000, so that's $1,400 for the day. Come on, ETH. Give it to old Cranky. Let's go. There we go. Now, this is kind of this high volume area, guys, that Ethereum just couldn't get through while Bitcoin was cooking. It was right here. If she does end up breaking out outside of this, let's go to a 4-hour real quick, and we can see that, I mean, the gates are open all the way up to 2680. She can cook. She can cook if she can get outside of this high volume area. But the problem is that if Bitcoin's sitting at 109, 400s, 110s, and it pulls back to 106, 107, it's not going to be ETH's time. It is not going to be ETH's time. But she's doing good right now. She's trying. You can see we're up 1,000, another 1,000, 1,200s. Let's go, ETH. Another 1,200 bucks. And you guys should share the stream, man. Share the stream. Get inside of my open chat. You guys can learn how to scalp just like I do. I sit here and I do this. My chat sees me do this for hours. And man, we just print and print and print. Here we go, ETH. That's 2 trades in the same entry, guys. And that's, again, the only reason I closed that first one and got pinched out was because Bitcoin was making a little pullback on its little trend. We're up 1,400, so that's $1,800 for the day in less than 15 minutes. And again, low leverage. I ain't stressing over here. I ain't stressing. I ain't freaking out. Only 6x. 13 hundos. Now, again, normally what I do when I'm just by myself and I'm making sure I lock it in, I will drag the stop loss to right here on these candles where it's creating support, because I don't mind locking it in for a minimum of $800. I pinch these trades and I make sure that, man, one way or another, I'm not losing. If I have a daily goal of $2,000, $5,000, make sure that you lock it in. There's always going to be another trade with the Radical Scalp. Always. There's always another freaking trade with the Radical Scalp, especially on a 1 and a 5 minute. Just watch Bitcoin, watch your altcoin, sync them up, and once they're candled up, forget about it. You can see right here, this is what I'm talking about. Let's just go over here back to trading view, and you can see we are candled up right now. Totally candled up. Bitcoin pulls back, ETH pulls back. Bitcoin pumps, but the difference is, if you see from here to here, that's a 0.75 move, and this from here to here is only a 0.64 move. So with leverage, that's our biggest tool right there, is that small percentage is hundreds of dollars, could be thousands of dollars, depending on what you're trading with. But yeah, even if I get stopped out for $800 and we come back down here and we start this little 1 minute trend from here to here, and I take the trade again, you know what? Totally cool with that. I'll take the trade again, and we just keep pinching these trades, pinching them, and making that money. A little bit different style because I'm in and out. I'm not letting any of these things breathe, man, because these things can just plummet right away. Bitcoin could just take a big shit right here, and we're out of the trade. You know what I mean? So I'm making sure I'm pinching them. This is how I grow my account. Again, we've gone from, man, 50K. We went from 10 grand to 50K over a few weeks. We yanked 25 off the exchange, and now we're sitting back at, let's see here. Let's go back over here and look at our trade. We're still up 1,000, not stopped out yet. We're back up to 39.4 in a matter of 3 days. So we've made almost another 15, 16 grand in 2 days. So I'm going to let this one just ride. Let's just do some moon math. I like doing some moon math every now and then. If she does get up towards $2,600, what does that pay? At $2,600, it's $4,100. It'd be a nice one. And we'd be up almost 5 G's for the day. And it's early. Just like these guys were saying, it's early. And we could see here that on the 1 minute for Ethereum, this is its little 1 minute trend right there. It's fighting right now to try to bust on out of this, but Problem is that Bitcoin is priced out of the moon right now at 109. I'm all an advocate for higher prices. Let's go to the moon. Let's hit that 112. But when we're inside of these little scalps like this, and Bitcoin and Ethereum and these altcoins are synced up, when you're all synced up, Bitcoin decides to just pull back. We're getting stopped. But it doesn't matter if we get stopped out in profit. It's the responsible thing to do, because we're going to end up taking this trade another 3 or 4 times. This is our second time at almost the same entry. And Bitcoin is pulling back right now, so if this decides to just pull back, I'll take this trade again, because again, from here to here is $1,000. Real peaceful. Nothing too crazy. Now, if she just decides to go ape shit, old Cranky here is going to be jumping for joy. Let's go. But Bitcoin's having its hard time right now, just because it's priced out of the moon at $109,000. Come on, ETH. Is the audio messed up? Or is it good? Should be solid. I figured it should be good. It should be solid. Give me audio sounds great. I figured it would sound crisp. I don't know what's going on here, man. Look, our trade's mooning. Let's go. That's 1,600. So we made 400 on the first one. We're up another 1,200 right now. I'm going to get stopped out for a minimum of 800. And we're just going to keep letting it ride. We start getting into those 26, 28, 2680s. We might take a quick scalp short. And again, let me tell you all, thank you all for being here. Come on, ETH. One little pop, baby. And again, this is just on a 1 minute. A lot of volume right here, guys. You guys can see this wick here. Came up to the top. Crazy wick. Came back up to the top. It's trying to fight right here. This is, if we get through this, ETH can run. I'm talking 2600s. Give us a little trumpet. A little trumpet. Fighting on that 1 minute. Again, just a little 1 minute resistance. Come on. Either way, we're locking in another $800, 810. Now, if we do end up cooking this right here, I will drag that stop loss up here, so that way I lock in a minimum of 1400. And we'll just keep letting it ride, keep letting it cook. But if Bitcoin, let's go back over here to TradingView. The only way that this messes up our trade right now, only way this is going to mess up our trade right now is if Bitcoin just decides to make a big pullback back down into here, because then ETH can come back down into here. Look how we're candled up. Synced. And it does look like, oh, I got stopped out. That's what I'm talking about, but that's all right. We just got stopped out for, what is that, another $800? Let's go back here and we can see. So what are we up today? 1200. And again, I'm not letting these things breathe, guys, because this thing can fall off a cliff. These wicks right here, I'm making sure to at least lock it in. So what is that? 7. So that's $1,200 again. It's $1,200 and we're just getting started. Let's get ourselves. Let's see what we could do. What kind of damage we could do in an hour. But I don't like the Bitcoin right now. It's priced out of the moon and ETH is fighting. So. But again, I'm not letting these trades. It's radical scalping. That's why, again, radical scalping. So I ain't sitting inside of these trades or babysitting them, letting them go crazy. Again, ETH, even if I was to take a TP there and Bitcoin just came down just a little bit, I'll take this trade again down in here. And this looks kind of identical to this right here, where it kind of just sideways trade, maybe went up, came down. I want to see kind of the same thing, and I'll fire off that trade again. One of these trades, guys, we're going to end up catching a runner in our favor. A runner where this thing just takes off, and we do get up towards that $2,600. But even TPing out right now for $800. All right. Again, candled up. If this thing comes back down here again, we're going to take that same trade. And in over an hour with good risk management. Again, good stop loss, man. Low leverage. Maybe have ourselves another $10,000 day, $6,000 day. Who knows what we end up on? We're just getting started. When Bitcoin's priced this high and it doesn't have crazy volatility as far as big, nasty pullbacks. Now, I'm talking nasty pullbacks, like something like this. Bloodbath, where it's one big candle and the very next is like that. These alts can play some serious catch up. And look, we're candled up right now. Let's see if we do end up taking that trade again. What's up, Mario? What's up, Sufficient? Official all-time high. I don't look at some of these shit exchanges. I look at Coinbase, BTC USD, or Bitstamp. And let's see what Bitcoin's all-time high was. 109,250s, 109,260s. Some exchanges have it at like 110 and change, all priced out of the moon. And again, look, we're candled up. I'm getting ready to fire off that trade again. ETH is super synced right now, guys. This is, man, zero fees, MEXC, zero fees on MEXC. Getting in and out of these trades, amazing. True profits, true losses, not these extra $40, $50, $100 fees getting in and out of these large positions. So again, we're coming right back down. So we're up $1,200 for the day. We're just getting started. And let's see if if Bitcoin does end up coming back down here, man. I'm going to end up taking this trade again. This is going to be killer. Now, the best time to use my radical scalp method is right after a dip. If you guys notice on big dips right here, we are synced up. Everything's going to sync up to Bitcoin. It just kind of weights it down. 109,430 on MEXC, Shane. Yeah, if you notice here, we're candled up right now. Totally candled up. I'm going to end up taking this trade again. Taking the same trade again because it's just printing for us. Eventually, ETH's going to just break out of this for sure sometime today. Give me just a second here. Yeah, if you guys can, man, crank them at work. What support line is the price wide? Well, there's a couple of different supports on ETH that I'm looking at. The same trade that we've been taking at 25.50. All right, 25.50. And then I'd be looking down here towards 25, 25, 25, 20. And what that would look like, again, I'm just looking at a 1 and a 5 minute. Let's go to a 5 minute here. We can see that if this does end up putting in a, so you can see here, on this trend line, we have 25.14, 25.20. So if we came up here towards 25.30s, if she did end up bleeding out today and Bitcoin did make a nice big pullback to that 106 again, I'm 100% going to end up firing off because this trade now will end up being a, you know, $6,000 pump. So 25.52, just trying to hold this right here. All right, 25.60s. All right, let's see if this holds. We'll take this trade again. So I'm back in at 25.58. And she is holding. We're up another 300. Another radical scalp. And again, guys, we're just pinching these things. We bought it here. We sold it here. We bought it here. We sold it here. We bought it here. We're going to sell it somewhere up here. We're up another 365. So what is that? $1,500. One of these trades, whether we catch it down here or in the center here, is going to bust out, and ETH is going to print for us. And these are just in and outs again, just because, again, shout out to Mexi. Mexi. We're up another 600. Another 600. Let's go ahead and post that. We got the MEXC link right there, guys. We got a MEXC link. Shout out to MEXC, man. 0 fees on Ethereum. Insane. Here we go. Come on, ETH. And again, you guys can just see this 1 minute downtrend. At some point, she's going to end up nuking this, but if we end up just getting stopped out for a small loss, or I mean, we're up another 550 right now. I'll set that stop loss here in a minute, and then we'll pinch it. If she gets past, I really want it to get past here, so that way we can pinch that trade. Right past this, she can nuke it. Again, the only way that this trade just completely goes sour right now is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is priced out of the moon. Let's go right here. Let's go back to this. Candled up. If Bitcoin just decides to take one good little pullback, we could take that trade back down in here. Little 1 minute resistance. Come on, ETH. What other channels are you guys watching out there, man? Is anybody doing anything cool right now? I didn't watch anything because we had so much price action. I saw everybody going live. Almost got a little intimidated. I said, you know what, man? Should I go live now with everybody? And I said, who cares? Let's just go out and throw it out there. $25.52. Sufficiency and along from 25.40. Nice. 25.40 is right in here. Excellent. Yeah, I'm holding this one right quick here. Let's see, just another radical scalp. Let's have some fun. At some point, ETH is gonna nuke. I'm telling you. And it might just be after Bitcoin takes a little pullback down to 106 or something. 106, 107. I don't really care what it does, man. You guys are seeing how I'm trading. We're going to lock it in no matter what. Off of these little moves, man. Large moves, big moves. And the name of the game is to just get your singles, get on base, hit your singles, hit your doubles, hit your singles, hit your doubles, and then eventually you end up catching the homer. Name of the game. Don't be greedy. Stick to the same game plan, same strategy. Look, we're up another $800. Take the singles, hit the doubles, hit the singles, get on base, and eventually you catch the home run. And then you lock it in. We're up another $900. $900. Exciting. We're having a good day. What do we got here? Let's see what we got here. So 797, 431. So what do we got here? And another 12. We're up another 1,000 there. Excellent. Come on, ETH. Sheesh. Show us something cool. Show me something cool, man. Let's go. Print. And definitely, guys, shout out to the Cranksters. We're doing this almost every single day in my premium channel inside of the Telegram. Sometimes I even got to ask them, I'm like, guys, I want to go on the YouTube, show everybody what we're doing. I ask for permission. Luckily, everybody's pretty cool. Same thing in my open chat. I do have an open chat I could post for you guys. Everybody, you could just go in, surround yourself with a whole bunch of other traders that are just starting off, learning, asking lots of different questions, understanding the tools that we're using, my style of trading, the methods that I use. Here we go, 1400s. 1400s, we're cooking today. Man, if we close this out, what would that be? So 1,000, that's 2,400. In what, 35 minutes? How long have we been streaming? 45 minutes. Excellent. Now, let's just go back real quick on why we took the trade. Just quick little rerun, guys. When Bitcoin was coming down to these supports right here, just a little support right here on this. When I say that Bitcoin, and pick your altcoin that's going to be synced up correctly with Bitcoin, meaning candled up. When Bitcoin came and had just this little pop, all right, this little pullback right here, came down to this support on this downward trend, so did Ethereum. And this is where I end up taking those trades. Okay, I took that exact trade right as Bitcoin came here. When we came up to this resistance, I sold that trade on the pullback and support, all right? On the support of this 1 minute breakout right here, we took that trade again. And you can see here, this is exactly what happens when we stick to our game plan. We're up another $2,000, so that's $3,000 for today in 45 minutes. We're cooking, baby. And like I said, name of the game, hit your singles, get on base, hit your doubles. And eventually, here's the name of the game. If you just keep trying to swing for home runs, how many times can you strike out, man, using all that energy? How many times we're just striking out, stopped out. Not good. But when we stick to the exact same strategy, using Bitcoin as our indicator, using our altcoins, and you're not all over the board, all trying to focus on 50 different altcoins, what's moving, what's doing this, what's doing that. Nah, man, stick to just a handful of assets, because the more you study those charts, the more you study just a handful of those assets, the more focused you're going to be. So me, I've been just stuck on Ethereum. You guys can see here, almost every one of my trades on my position history is ETH, all the way through on ETH. Now, partially being ETH has zero fees right now. Shout out to Mexi. So normally, like I said, what I would do is I would take that stop loss and I would just set it right here to lock in something. You know what I mean? Just to at least lock it in. We're up $1,800 because we're just going to scalp this thing all the way up, all the way down. So Bitcoin is getting a pullback. So what I'll do now is I'll just say here, we got a stop loss here at 25.70. Let's go here. We'll set it up at 25.70. We're making a minimum of 1,000. If she comes back down, and this is just slowly letting it breathe. What we really want to see if ETH's going to continue is it try to just hold this right here or try to hold this right here. Try to flip some of this into support. Doesn't look like it's going to happen because Bitcoin is pulling back. Bitcoin's pulling back. And that's the thing about these radical scalps, about getting in and out of them. Getting in and out of these trades is Bitcoin is the anchor. Bitcoin makes a move, your Ethereum's going to make a move. If you ever wondered why, you know what, I hear people inside of some other chats, what the fuck's wrong with Ondo? What happened to these altcoins? It's like, dude, did you take a look at Bitcoin for the day? It took a shit. And it hooked up a freaking anchor to your altcoin and it took it with it. But again, another 1,800 if we decided to close this out. Yeah, if all you guys could at least just like the stream for me, just like it. Asking for the likes. I mean, I just showed you guys my exact method that I use, my radical scalp method, how it works, how I apply it. Nothing too crazy. What do we got here? 1,600 if we wanted to lock that in compared to 1,000. What, we were up at 2 Gs. Come on, ETH. You're trying, man. You are so trying. Most likely what's probably going to end up happening on this is she's going to end up coming up. And we kind of just got this little 1 minute trend right here where she just, man, that'd be great. Remember I was telling you, if she could hold right here, but Bitcoin's coming down. Best thing to do would just see hold some of this into support now that she finally broke out of it. Catch some support and check mark out of here. But if she doesn't, then she might end up check marking right here on top of this where it broke out. Comes down to right here, and then she checks mark out. Or she comes back, Bitcoin actually pulls back, and then she ends up coming way back down here. Come on, ETH. She's trying right here. This is where she needs to hold. This is where the big breakdown was. Took forever just to get out of this little range. Come on, check mark right out of here. Flip some of this little 1 minute, this 1 minute resistance into support, and just check mark out of here. Now, in a scenario like this, the best thing that can happen for us is if Bitcoin just gives us one little hard green candle. One little candle up into here. Just if Bitcoin could just pop. Just up into here. It's like a pressure valve. Bitcoin, just one green candle up into this, and ETH can go crazy. ETH can get those extra 0.3s, 0.2 percentages higher than Bitcoin, and it's just like a little pressure valve. We do got $1,800 there, though. We have the $1,800. Come on now. But if Bitcoin does pull back, then we're going to end up doing this. So you know what? Hey, am I going to lock in at least 1,000? I'm just letting this one breathe. Trying to get that double. But I guess we're going to finish out on a single. At least we're getting on base. Man, it'd be nice. We're going to make a bunch of these trades today, though. What are we up? 40 Gs. We're back up to 40 Gs. $41,000 because we just keep locking it in. We're back up to 40,500. Man, another 10 grand to go. We're going to take 25K off the exchange, put it in the piggy bank, and we're just going to trade with 25K again, man. So that'll be 50 grand in almost 2 weeks. And just locking it in, pinching these trades, locking it in, pinching these trades. There we go. We're back up to 1,800. Come on, ETH. Show us something cool. Cook, baby. All right, what do we got here? Looks like she's probably going to end up coming down. Come on, ETH, let's go. The best thing that we can do right now is Bitcoin just give us one little green candle, and ETH can get us a little pressure relief. Let's go. Be nice if we got to 50 grand a day, man, and we could take that 25 and put it in the piggy bank. Rinse and repeat. Keep it moving. I'm glad I came and streamed with you guys, man. I'm glad I jumped on the YouTube. I know everybody right now, man, is just watching a lot of this price action. Only a handful are inside of some trades. Only a handful. If you didn't catch any of the swing trades from the bottom, then you're not in any trades, and most people aren't scalping like the way I am in this. Master Scalper. Master Scalper. You guys can see here, let's go to this. I like showing this here, this order history. Just go out to like a 15-minute. Look at that. Talk about a master scalper. Buying here, selling here, buying there. Look at all those. Nasty. Nasty. Master scalpers nasty. Even today, you guys witnessed it live. Go to the 5-minute. Look at that. We straight up did it. We bought here. We sold here. We bought here. We might sell here. Man, what's going on here with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is just ruining this for us. Bitcoin, come on. Come on. What do we got? $1,600 here, man. Should I just close this out for $1,600 or $1,000? Because Bitcoin is going to pull back. We maybe take this trade again down here. This double 1 minute top right here, I don't like, man. Bitcoin needs to help us out. What do we got? 1,600. We're gonna scalp. We're just gonna minimum. We're gonna lock in is 1,400. I'm gonna add another $400. If I get stopped out, no big deal. If she starts taking this out, then I'll enter that trade again down here. Come on. Let's go. Get on up here. Nice loading. Trading a random coin there. $1,800 on the books. What do we got? Almost 41K, man. We've got Jupe. Man, I haven't traded Jupe in a minute. I'll be getting back to my Jupey girl trades. Little Jupey girl. Ah, come on, Eve. Babysitting this scalp here. Come on, ETH, show us something cool. Show the cranksters something cool. And shout out to the cranksters in the Telegram group. We're doing this absolutely every single day. We are scalping radically scalping every day doing this. Same game plan, same strategy, nothing changes. A lot of repetition because nothing needs to change with it. It's dialed in. Show us something cool. Break on out of here, ETH. ETH is just dying. She's dying to break on out of here. Let's go to the 1 hour. She is just dying to break on out of here, man. Give us something cool. You know, give us something up here, man. Just freaking rip. Golly, this pattern just does not, this to me does not look like she's coming down. And if she does, then I'm going to fire it off down here. But she just looks like she's ready just to cook. She looks like she's ready to cook. Got another 2 G's. Come on. What do we got? Minimum of 1450 locked in minimums. So that'll be $1,400. We're up at 2,200. We've already clapped in $1,000, $2,200. Let's see here. Come on. There we go, 2,300. Come on, ETH. Show the crankster something cool. Let's print some dough. Let's get up to that 5 grand today, man. Let's get this trade up into that 5 grand today. We've hit a bunch of singles. We've gotten on base. We've hit a couple of doubles. Let's go. And normally what I'll do here too is once we start breaking out of this, again, you guys keep seeing me pull that stop loss into profit, so I'm guaranteed. I don't just let it just run and just piss backwards. If you notice, entry's way down here. We're locking it in. Come on, ETH. You got it. Hard green candles. Let's go. Trumpet, baby. There we go, ETH, 2,500 on the books. If we decided to close it out right now, come on. This is weak. That's weak sauce. Show us something cool. There we go. $3 grand. Here we go. Again, radical scalp method at its finest. Radical scalp method at its finest. Crypto crank. We're hitting it off today, baby. 31.93. We already clapped in another 2,200. That's almost $5 grand for today. And it's been what? It's been 1 hour. Absolutely stellar. Killer. Another 3 grand, 3100s. Here we go, man. If we want to lock this in. So worst case scenario, I'm going to pull up this. Worst case scenario, I'm locking in $2,300. Worst case scenario. Thank you for watching, Cranksters. Join my open Telegram. Join the premiums, and you guys can learn exactly how to use this style of trading. The scalp method that I've been using for years. Come on, baby. Trumpet. 3,300. Excellent trade. Excellent trade. Even if I get stopped out here, guys, no big deal. I'll take the $2,300. Bitcoin is pulling back, so. And again, I just don't let them breathe and get all crazy and lose profits, and not really lose profits, but we're letting it breathe back to round tripping. I ain't trying to round trip shit. I'm locking it in for the day because I could take this trades, man, I could take this trades 20 times today, guys. 20 times in a day, 20 times in, shoot, a couple hours, a few hours. So if we get stopped out, no big deal. She keeps trumpeting. She keeps ripping. Excellent. But Bitcoin is pulling back right now. Bitcoin is pulling back, so. And I just keep pinching it. And this is what I do. I'm just not letting anything just run like a wild animal. There we go, ETH. We got 3,100s. What do we got? We're almost up to 42K on the books, man. 42K on the books. We're up almost 5 Gs, and it's only 10:30 a.m. Beautiful. There we go. Give us some more trumpet, baby. Let's go. Get us on up here. Remember I was saying that 2680s, really, if we go out, man, this thing's just dying to just break out. But it just depends on Bitcoin right now. If this thing decides to just run, we can get a hard green candle all the way up to 2680s, which would be killer. But again, on a radical scalp, guys, this is what you would just say a home run, sitting in these trades. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to take 5 or 6 of these, make sure that I make my profits. Make sure I lock it in. You know, big line of resistance first is going to be 2610s. 2610s was our previous top right up here. Man, we got this trade, guys. We took it here, here. Let me just show you order history. Sorry, I took this all the way up and down. And we're doing the same thing on this. I'll do the exact same radical scalp method all the way up and down. We're sitting in $3,300 worth of profits. Almost 5 grand for the day. Come on, ETH. There we go. Excellent stream, guys. Almost 4K. We are the Cranksters. We're killing it, guys. I don't know if any of you guys took any of these trades with me. Radical scalp method at its finest. We're cooking right now. That's almost 5. Man, we're just cooking right now, man. Cooking. And I'm going to drag this up to right here. Minimums. We're locking in 3,300 now. Bare minimums. We're getting 3,300s. And this is how you just pinch a trade, man. This is what I do. This is my style of trade, and I'm trying to round trip shit. Letting it breathe just a tad. We're coming right up into this resistance real quick. We could see here that we are coming up into the resistance. Right up in here. So she can do a little more of a blow off top. Something up here. But Bitcoin's doing good. If I get stopped out right now, no big deal. I'm going to take this trade again, but I'm going to end up locking in a minimum of $3,300, which means that we're up 5K for the day in 1 hour. Looks like she's going to stop me out. Ooh, no, she's not. Yes, she is. No, she's not. Yes, she is. Go ahead, stop me out. Watch me take this trade again. Probably right here. Because I ain't going to let her breathe. Because again, you guys can see from just even right here, if she was to come down to support to up here, I'll take this trade again at 2480s, 2484s in this area that it was holding. Or she just doesn't even do that. She trumpets, and I raise this up to a minimum of 4K. Look at that. We might get stopped out. Here we go. We're finally going to get stopped out in some profits. We're going to get stopped out inside of some profits. We're finally going to lock it in and prepare for our next trade. Or is she going to just trump it and give it to the cranksters? Let's go. There we go. 4K plus the 2K. What is that? 6K now? Just keep on climbing, baby. Let's go. Another day, another dollar. Coffee's starting to kick in. Coffee's starting to kick in. It's probably going to just, man, at some point she's got to just come back down here and I'll just lock it in, man. But I'm going to end up taking this trade again. Somewhere back down in here, I'm sure. Look, I'm going to get stopped out. Stopped out for $3,500. There we go. Boom. We're stopped out. So we do have our 4 trades. So let's just calculate this up. We got, where's my calculator? Bitcoin is pulling back, so this is good. We're going to end up rinsing and repeating on these trades. So 3309 plus 797 plus 431 plus 1237. We are up $5,700 for the day in 1 hour, guys. $5,700, $5,774 before 11 a.m. Get in the premium. Join the cranksters. Radical scalp method at its finest here. I'll even minus my my one loss here. I only got stopped out once for 508. We're up 52.66 in 1 hour. Excellent stream, cranksters. Excellent, excellent stream. We're up at 42 400s. We got about another 8 grand to go before we take another 25K and put it in the piggy bank. Let's see if we can rinse and repeat some of this again. Let's see what we got here. Bitcoin is priced pretty high. Now, for the most ideal trade, let's go back over here to TradingView. We would like to see Ethereum just make one little minor pullback into this, like I was telling you guys, kind of flip some of this into support like this. This was a massive rejection. The rejection finally did the breakout. And this is just 1 minute support resistance, okay? 1 minute, this is resistance. Came up, resistance again, tried, floated on it, popped. If we come right back down into here, I'm absolutely taking this trade again. If we come up to, I think she's probably going to end up coming higher. I keep saying that. Really, the target was 2680, but if she does end up putting just a nice little higher high, she's cooking right now. 2626, maybe take a little scalp short. But at some point, I mean, we're sitting at 100, and Bitcoin's going to anchor us. Bitcoin is going to anchor us. If Bitcoin pulls back just a tad, back down into this range right here, if Bitcoin just comes down just a little bit, then ETH can come down just a little bit. So that's ideal. That's what we're looking for. But either way, with the one stop loss that we had for the day. $5,200. I don't mind sitting back and watching right now. Excellent stream. Right on, we got 26 of you guys. 26 want to watch. That's cool. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. And again, here we go. I did end up taking the short radical scalp method at its finest. We're up another 500. Let's lower this stop loss right here. We're up another 500 on the radical scalp method. I took the short. We're up another 470. If she just comes right down into here, she's going to stop me out. That's all right. What was that right there? I did take that short, another 268. I thought, man, if Bitcoin just pulled back, man, we can come right back down here, and I took the short. But that was another $300. Nice little radical scalp. Man, she is going to end up doing it, man. I should have just let it breathe for a second on that one. And on the radical scalp method, guys, you guys got to be dialed in. You got to have that rhyme and that rhythm. You're watching Bitcoin. You're in and out. Setting stop loss. No runners. You don't want to run her in the wrong direction because then you start turning into a hopeful trader. And hope is not a strategy. Bitcoin's cooking. Bitcoin is cooking. What was that? Another 268 threes. Bitcoin's cooking. See here, guys. Bitcoin's getting ready to put a new all-time high in. I think all-time high is already in. Yep. Look at that. All-time high is already in. Bitcoin, man. Now we could just have ourselves, now that we already killed all the profits for the day, have ourselves a little Bitcoin watch party. Is that what all the other YouTubes are doing right now? All the other channels? A YouTube watch party? Yep, coming up. All-time highs, 110s. She cooks 110, man. Now, if we just go over here and let's go out to the 3-day. I have Bitcoin targets. There's a couple of different ways that you could pull a fib. And this is a trend-based fib. A trend-based fib extension, and we can go really from this bottom to this low. I've been pulling fibs from here because everything's just been matching up. But if we see here a 618 just off of this low, this is a little bit more local here. So you can see if we pull a fib here from 49,000 up to this 110, back down to this 74 sevens, we do have a target of 113,210. And this is a golden pocket right here. This is a golden pocket for Bitcoin. If you want to pull the fib from, let's go out to the weekly. And if we really want to get, excuse me, we want to go down from the bear market lows to this high, to this low. We got targets of 132s. Just depends on where you want to pull it from. I kind of care about the here and now, so if we pull it here to here, like I said, we got a golden pocket here at 111s, 112s. 111s, 112s would be my next Bitcoin target. And that just kind of goes in with a new all-time high. 786, 121s. Really just depends on how you want to pull that fib, where you want to pull it from. A little more local time frames, or if you're just trying to get the whole time frame. But one thing that's for certain is that Bitcoin during this move right here is very, very, very systematic. And this is where my radical scalp method comes in. to play is that if we just see here every single time Bitcoin has been flagging. All right, it's just too systematic here. We can see that Bitcoin has just been flagging. And every single time she's flagging, that next high is coming. And it's almost too perfect. Look. Flag, right up to the top. Flag, right up to the top. If we do this flag right up to the top, it goes right into those fib extensions, depending on where you want to pull it from. But anywhere between, I would say, we're too close to 112. If she just wants to really shoot up, she could shoot up right up to that 115, 117. But that would be the target on the flag. Kind of looks something like that. Boom. Put in our new high. 117s, 116s, 114s. But this right here is complete institutional money. This is big. This, I mean, these flags, when we're looking at this here, look at those beautiful flags. And again, on these big accumulations here, this is what the whales want. The whales and the institutions, instead of just up in one big direction, the whales make money in ranges. And these ranges right here is what we need to be capitalizing on, because during these ranges right here, these altcoins are going ballistic. During these ranges right here, look at this. This ETH is getting ready. ETH's flagging out right now, and ETH is going to melt faces all the way up to 3100s. ETH can actually just, if we look at ETH on kind of the same time frames here, on a daily, look at last time that we were inside of this area, and a couple of different groups kind of remember my trade. It was my largest trade. I had 40 grand at only like 7 times leverage. And from here to here, man, made almost 60 grand on a single trade. It was nasty. But look at that. I mean, Bitcoin, I mean, Ethereum can absolutely, from here to here. This is 3,400 in just 3-4 days. We're back at that same area right now where ETH can absolutely just in 3-4 days get right back all the way up to $3,400. And again, we are candled up right now. If Bitcoin does take a little breather and a little pullback, then I'm going to get back in on this ETH trade. And again, ideal positioning would be right here. If she holds, we got to watch Bitcoin, because Bitcoin could totally come crashing down to 106. It likes that 105.8, 106. Let's look at the heat map real quick and see how it's looking. Let's go to the heat map. Yeah, we're lit up like a Christmas tree down here at 105.8s again. The whales have just had this on lock. 105.8s. Let's go to a 3-day here. Yeah, 105.8s. Wouldn't be surprised. This is a massive, massive range for Bitcoin. And again, what did I just explain? That the whales love that range. Look at this. This is 102s at the bottoms, but this 105.8 right here, 105s. Let's clean up some of this real quick. Clean up some of this. Come down, flip this into support, and then we hit off towards that 114s, 117s on that next flag. Fib extension, whatever you want to use. But it absolutely, we're lit up like a Christmas tree right here at 105.7s, 105.8s right here. And that's what it's showing us. So, again, right here, let's go back to trading view, right in here. If this thing decides to just take a little pullback, I want that ETH trade again. I absolutely want that ETH trade. Let's go back over here. Let's go back to the exchange. That would have been the short that I was talking about. Just getting in here, letting it breathe from here to here would have been another $1,200. Just these little moves. Again, low leverage. I'm only using 6, 7. Excuse me. Yeah, everybody smash that like button for me, man. What is my thoughts on an alt season? I'm creating this video, and it's called the Bitcoin offloading. And if you guys really want an alt season, if you really want a alt season, let me explain something to you. That you want to see the whales sell Bitcoin. Everyone's talking, oh, the Bitcoin ETF inflows, the outflows. No, you want to see these whales on chain start offloading to some of the largest pairs in the world, which is BTC ETH, BTC ADA, BTC Sol. And so let me just show you what that looks like real quick here. If we go and we look at a Bitcoin dominance chart, all right? And what most people don't understand is that the whales need to sell Bitcoin. If you really want an alt season, the whales need to dust it, all right? Because this is just the way the simple whale works. If you have 10 BTC and you go into, let's just say ETH, and you swap 10 BTC into ETH, and ETH goes from $2,500 to $5,000, you now have 20 BTC in your BTC pair. And that's what we want to see is on the 3-day. Remember, I was showing you guys this pattern right here. This pattern right here, man, was ready just to break out and go nuclear. 70% is almost dialed in because this is a Bitcoin super cycle. This is a Bitcoin super cycle, and everybody wants to get their hands on Bitcoin. All right, everybody wants to get their hands on Bitcoin. But if you notice this right here, all right, this is what you want to happen. This is the selling, the offloading of Bitcoin. So if you really want an alt season, you want the whales to dust Bitcoin, be done with it. Because look what happens during this exact same time frame here. If we go from, and now let's look at ETH BTC. Let's go to ETH BTC. Let's go out to the weekly. All right. Hold on here. We gotta go out to the 3-week. Look at this same time frame right here. All right, this right here is December of 2020, right? December of 2020. This right here is December of 2020. If you truly want an alt season, you want the whales to offload Bitcoin. I'm calling it the Bitcoin offloading. And what you want to see them do is put it into Ethereum and ADA and XRP and all your alts. And this is what happens. When the Bitcoin offloading finally happens is when your alt season is going to happen. So as long as you keep hearing everybody's buying Bitcoin, Bitcoin's going to 200K, Bitcoin's going to 150, you can kiss your alts goodbye. Now, you can see here on Bitcoin dominance. Look at this. Bitcoin dominance, and let's go over to ETH. This is ETH BTC. These whales literally just did that to push us all the way back up to 110,000. We went all the way up here. Let's just go to a daily on ETH BTC. We went all the way up on this pullback. Look at what happened. On this pullback, they pumped ETH from $1,800 to $2,600 and then put it right back into their biddy. It's exactly what you just saw right here. Same time frames. Look. When they did this, they offloaded a little Bitcoin. Look at what happened to your ETH. ETH went from 1800s all the way up to 2600s. And that's what we're witnessing right now is small rotation. So they're getting a little taste of it. But if you truly want an alt season, all right, if you truly want an alt season, then you know, let's show it. We want an alt season. I want an alt season. My bags are loaded. My bags are loaded. I own a shit ton of Bitcoin. Ethereum. But that's the only way, guys, you are going to end up seeing your alt season. You want to see the Bitcoin offloading. Hope that makes sense, huh? You don't get a Bitcoin alt season while everyone's buying Bitcoin. Now, on the other part of that, I think that your alt season is going to be with memes and utility. I think that some of your old altcoins aren't going to come back. I think that the whales know that a $200 million market cap on a meme, they're going to be able to pump that thing to $1.5 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion and make a shit ton of Bitcoin back. I think that projects like Solana, XRP, AVAX, Aave, I think some of those projects are absolutely going to melt faces. I think ETH's going to melt faces. And, you know, some people think that you need a $140,000 Bitcoin, $150,000 Bitcoin in order for ETH just to get to $5,000. Absolutely not. You don't understand how BTC ETH works, or BTC dominance. BTC dominance directly goes because your largest volume trading pairs are BTC, and this is for crypto, BTC ETH. You don't need $140,000 Bitcoin in order for ETH to touch 5K. Absolutely not. We've seen a $4,100. If we just go here into the chart, we could see we saw a, let's go here real quick. Let's go to the daily. We saw a $4,100 Ethereum. Well, Bitcoin, what date was this? Let's see here. December of 24. Let's go to Bitcoin. And let's go December of 24. Look, we had a $100,000 Bitcoin, $107,000 Bitcoin in order to see a $4,100 ETH. I'm telling you that when this alt season does start and ETH BTC pair starts picking up, ETH is going to melt faces, because what's the second largest ETF in the crypto space? ETH. You got a Bitcoin ETF, and then you have a ETH ETF, and that's where your alt season's going to come. And all those institutions have to do is roll over from Bitcoin into ETH, tell all of their clients and all the other institutions, we think that we can get a good 2-3x multiple on Ethereum. I think that our clients, and they're going to tell everybody, we should probably offload and take a little Bitcoin off the table. Bitcoin's going to maintain $100,000. But I think that Ethereum's going to be the next technology play, or however they're going to pitch it. And then you're going to see the offloading of Bitcoin, and you're going to see it just roll right into these altcoins. And that's where that's when your true alt season is going to happen, is when you see the Bitcoin offloading. All right, let's see if we could pick up something. So ETH is coming back to that support that I was talking about. Let's see if we could pick up another trade here. Hope that makes sense, man. That's what you want. Today was a great stream, guys. Excellent stream. Excellent stream. I'm glad we jumped on the YouTube. We jumped on the YouTube and we killed it today, man. Absolutely killed it today. It was a great stream. Let's see if we can clap out one more trade here. Again, for any of these supports on Ethereum, if we are going to take these radical scalps again, Bitcoin needs to try to find some support on its way down. Otherwise, ETH is going to end up coming right back down to, you know, it's going to have one of these big dippers. Big dippers back down here into 2540s, 2550s. But that's okay. That's a great opportunity for us to get into that trade. Excellent stream, though, guys. Excellent stream. We smashed out almost $5,500 worth of profits in an hour. You guys got a little example of the radical scalp method, how you want your alt season to play out. It's a good day. It's a real good day. I got to watch a little bit of Crypto Face. Man, inspirational, huh? Crypto Face, I swear I want to trade like that one day. It's my goal, man. You know, everybody can say, hey, I want to be this guy, I want to be that guy, but I want to be Crypto Crank, making those same exact trades, breaking the internet, man. It's my goal. Excellent stream, though, Cranksters. Excellent stream. Killed it. Absolutely killed it. I'm hunting for a trade right now. Remember I was talking about just coming down and flipping some of this into support? Flipping some of this into support where it broke out. If I don't know if Bitcoin's priced out of the moon trying to hold $109,000. If this thing just rolls over, this is not going to hold. But I'm going to watch this for a second here and see if we take another radical scalp here in a minute. I don't think she's going to hold. I think that Bitcoin's going to take a little breather. I mean, we just nuked all the way up to 109s. It's been about 2.5, 3 hours. But if we do come back down here into this 2550s, 2530s, rinse and repeat. Mm-hmm. 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 And at some point, like I said, when BTC flows into that ETH's just going to pull away, and it's going to have its days where it does its own thing. You're going to see 30% pumps just like before. But not until the Bitcoin offloading happens. This was the last wick right here. So if she breaks here, then she's probably coming back down here into this 25.45s. Bitcoin's trying to hold right now, but man, it's priced out of the freaking moon. 109's trying to hold 109. First time, normally we touch 109s, 110s, and she just comes bolting down, roaring down. That's what we want to see right now. If she's going to hold this. Remember, we talked about maybe taking this trade. She's kind of sideways trading. We want to see if she starts rounding out here on this support. Little 1 minute, 5 minute support. If she gives us a little pop, boom. Killer stream today, though, guys. I'm glad we decided to come on the YouTube instead of just doing this inside of the Telegram. Let's go to the comments. Your financial advisor called about buying more ETH ETF last week. That's awesome. That's exactly right. That's awesome. Killer stream, though. We took a bunch of trades. We took a lot of trades today. Let's see. Let me count this out here. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 trades. 6 trades for 5Gs. 5,400. Be nice if we can clap out one more. I don't know how this is going to play out here, but let's see. Bitcoin is priced out of the moon right now. You think she's still a little pumpy, Shane? She could be. I think that later on today, man, I'd like to catch this ETH trade back down here at 24. I think it's 24.40s, 24.20s. I'm going to take this big ETH trade again down in here, somewhere in here. If she comes back down and then comes roaring back, Bitcoin's probably going to end up taking that breather towards that 105.8s, 106, which is nothing, man. That's what, 3%? Not even that. I don't even think that's 3%. Let's see here. If she just decides to take, yeah, it's 3%. Little 3% move. And look, ETH is coming down. Everything's synced up right now. Everything is synced up right now. ETH is roaring down. Let's see if we take this trade again. And these are back to our original stream entries. We got to ride this all the way up here. This was great streams. Man, these are great trades. But I think Bitcoin is going to end up cooling off. We wait for, man, Bitcoin can drop all the way back down here, man. 107s, 106, 105.8s. It likes those numbers. I would hate to take, man, I don't want to take this trade right here. $25.50s be a good one. $25.50s, but I don't know if Bitcoin's gonna hold this. You want to get in on that, Shane, with me? I want to get on this another scalp, man. Absolutely would love to get in on another scalp. See if we could ride this back up here. Because I do think ETH can come all the way back up to that 2680s. Again, 2680s. She's just screaming, but she's stuck. You can see this big range right here on ETH. Really, this is ETH's range. We can come down to the bottom of this. Big range right here. Yeah, it's cooling off. So if Bitcoin does end up coming down to the 105 600s, 106 400s, then ETH is going to absolutely come raging back down here. ETH can come all the way back down here towards 2480s. We could look to take a nice big scalp there. I don't know if ETH is going to hold any of this right now with Bitcoin in free fall. $25.50s. You're holding that XRP trade, Shane. Yeah, I think, man, when I was telling you about that golden pocket at 229. All right, let's see what happens here. I don't know about this trade here. I might get stopped out for 700 bucks. I juiced up the leverage to 10 from 7. We are up another $784. Let's see if this thing pops up. But again, I ain't trying to lose a dime. Come on, ETH. Remember, I was talking about this level, trying to turn some of this into support right here, but I doubt it. Let's see, man. Not with Bitcoin in free fall, but it maybe. But we're up another 800. I ain't going to try to lose a dime. I want to get stopped out at break even. So if this thing runs, man, we're up another 900. Jeez, that's $6,000 for today, guys. If this thing can just do one little pop up here to 2590s, she's going to stop me out, isn't she? Yeah, she just stopped me out. That's all right. Got stopped out for break even. I'm watching this, though. I was trying to see maybe if she held. Yeah, I'm glad I got stopped out there at that break even. So if she does end up coming lower here, I'll end up taking that trade. All right, guys. I think it was a killer stream. I'm going to go ahead and jump off and hang out. We smashed out almost $5,400 for the day in less than an hour and a half. I'll probably be floating around inside of my my open chat and my premium. Congratulations to all the Bitcoin holders for... man, new all-time high today. We cracked it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.